For these last tests, we're going to change tacks, and now we're going to start looking at the cranial nerves. This first test actually looks at 3 of the cranial nerves, number 3, number 4, and number 6. And together, these innervate the motor system of the eye. So they help move the eyeball, they help regulate eyelid movements, pupillary responses, things like that. And so we're going to test them as a group, and we've again done all of the introductory stuff. We're just going into this test. So I'll start by explaining what I'm doing, and then I'll go through all of the phases of the test. And at the end, I'll come back and give you some notes. So here we go. All right, Maddie, so we've changed things up a little bit. Now we're going to look at how your eyes are working. And the first test that I'm going to do is for your peripheral vision. So your peripheral vision is basically your side vision. So without having to turn your head and look, you can see what's coming from the sides of you. That's, of course, necessary to keep from bumping into things, but also so that we're sure you have a full field of vision and your vision is working well. Do you have questions about that? And do you have any concerns about your vision?
No.
Okay, great. The first test I'm going to do is to put my hands very close to you over your shoulders, and I'll be moving these sticks into your fields of vision. If you could please identify what color is this?
Red.
And?
Black.
Great. So what you're going to do is you're going to look forward at my nose, and I'm going to be moving the sticks into your field of vision. You tell me when you can first start to see the stick appear.
Okay.
Okay?
Should I let you know the color?
Sure. You can just say red or black when you see it.
Okay.
Okay.
Red. Black. Red. Black.
Ooh, that was good.
Red.
We're not going to say that in testing.
Black. Red. Red.
All right, great. And now what I'm going to have you do is hold up a card. We're going to test your eyes independently of each other. And so I'd like you to hold it up sideways so that you don't block the sticks or, with your arm. Okay. So if you'll just hold this card up to your right eye, that'd be great. We're going to do the exact same thing. You tell me when you can see the stick and what color it is.
Red. Black. Black. Red. Red. Black. Black.
Perfect. Okay, and if you'll switch the card to the other eye, we're going to do the same thing. Go ahead and hold it with this hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red. Black. Black. Red. Red. Black.
Excellent. Okay, we're all done with that part. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to follow the red part of the stick with your eyes. I'd like you to follow with your eyes but not move your head. Okay? So great, thanks. The other thing you want to remember about the peripheral vision test is that we're testing 3 different levels of vision. So we're testing vision up high, we're testing it in the middle, sort of level with the nose, and we're testing just below the chin. So that's why I'm moving the sticks in 3 different planes: upper, middle, and lower. So some notes about these tests. The first test is of peripheral vision, as I said. One thing to keep in mind is that you don't want to give extra cues to the client, right? So it would be much easier for me to rest my hands on her shoulders, but then she can feel when I'm moving the sticks. So I'm going to be above, and I want to be close enough that I can, that I'm within arm's range and I can move the sticks, but far enough that I'm not whacking myself with the stick. When I start, I ask her to identify the colors just so that I rule out if she's colorblind and I need to use a different set of sticks. When I'm doing the eye tracking, I'm moving in an H pattern, right? So I start off, here's one side of the H, other side of the H. We're at about 12 to 18 inches away, and we're going to go outside a little bit of her face, right? So we don't want to keep it too close. You don't have to follow my hand. And and we also don't want to go way out here. So think of her shoulders as maybe a reasonable excursion for the stick. We're also going to want to see, does she have vision up here? Does she have vision down here? So again, you want to make a nice big H. You don't want to go too fast. You don't want to go too slow. If you go too fast, it's very difficult for the person to follow. And if you go too slowly, the eyes will become fatigued. So tracking very intently is kind of difficult. The other thing that you want to remember is that we're looking for a few things. We're looking for the person losing sight of the stick. We want to look for extra movements in the eyes. We want to look for inability to go in a certain direction. We want to look for not being able to go in a particular direction to the ends of the range. And then when we finish this test, I start off again 12 to 18 inches away. I move into about 6 inches. This is for convergence. And then I move back out to see if the eyes will diverge. And this is a particularly important skill for looking at your computer and then looking up at the professor or the PowerPoint or the board. So we're doing 3 things: peripheral vision together and separately with each eye. We're looking at tracking ability and smoothness of movement and range of the eye's movement. And then we're looking at convergent and divergence. That's the cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6.